Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of CIO Leadership Live Middle East. Today we also welcome Yad Abdul Salaman, VP Cybersecurity at Madden. Salam alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello, Andrea.
Thank you so much for your time, and let me start with Mabruk. Many congratulations for your recent award for CSO 30 awards in Saudi Arabia. Congratulations to you, to your team, Madden, and to our winner, Mrs. Ala Khalid, SOC Manager at Madden. Super well deserved.
Thank you so much, Andrea. And I really appreciate the opportunity that we received to contribute in this prestigious award. It was a great recognition to the efforts and the work that we have done here in Madden against cybersecurity. Also, it was a great recognition to how women in cybersecurity should be by having Allah receiving this award. So it was a great empowerment to women in cybersecurity in specific, and to my team as well. So thank you so much for that.
Well, I know, as a woman, I have to thank you for doing this. From CIO Middle East, we are working hard from the organization in general to empower women in IT and women in cybersecurity. That's how I have the opportunity to meet Mrs. Ala, and so I know the work she's doing, the work you are doing. I know how successful is Madden, and well, part of this success is because of you, because you have been in the company for 15 years. At the beginning, more in IT role, now cybersecurity role. So let us a little bit know how was the change from an IT perspective role to a cybersecurity role.
Yeah. So let me start by saying that digitization and technology in the first place, it's a passion for me. It is something that I'm keen that it can create lots of value to the world. And through technology, we can improve many, many things together. Technology has been, I would like to think about technology as a driver, not only as an enabler, like the market or the business usually used to look at it. Because through technology, you are able to identify opportunities, you are able to solve problems, you're able to continue enhancing and improving things. And working in this domains allowed me, as well as, of course, to the whole globe, to identify or to see how the threats around using technology been increased over the years. So in the last 2 decades, may I say, we have, due to the introduction of the internet since the late 90s, and the world getting connected more and more, and it's becoming as one virtual world where the threat and the risk got increased, where we had to look at the technology from a different angle and considering it as an area of impact that might affect not only individual, but business and organizations as well in a severe manner. This what's really made me think of start looking at the risk side of the technology, and where I had to make my shift to move to cybersecurity and start looking on how we can mitigate this new risk to the world.
Well, we'll discuss about that, but I want to ask you, in 15 years, the world has changed a lot. It's more technologically advanced and interconnected. How the industry and the cybersecurity landscape has changed since you joined?
Well, there was a big change actually since the cyber threat got introduced, because business and organizations started, and even individuals started to understand that technology is not anymore a luxury. It's coming with its own risks and consequences that they must look at it and consider it in their day-to-day activity. It is a game changer. It is a strategic risk that must be considered beside all the other normal business risks that business is aware about. So because of that, we can see that there are, for example, new regulations started to be released by government around the cyber threat and the use of technology within the national level, within organizational level, and even on an individual level. We can see the technology market changing their strategies and their objectives towards providing secure solutions and not only a business solution. We can see the culture of the societies and people getting changed toward how to manage such virtual threats. So all these changes, we're seeing them elevating and increasing over the years, which is affecting as well as improving the way we are doing things every day.
I will ask you about how do you implement a cybersecurity mindset culture, because that is something that I want to know. But before that, Tulki, you mentioned how the rapid growth that the industry has had in the past, and even nowadays with technologies such as artificial intelligence or generative AI. How does the industry or mining company adapt to this rapid growth in these new technologies? How do you adapt as a cybersecurity leader?
So in mining industry, mining by itself, it's considered as one of the complicated industries after the oil and gas, I would say. And the reason of the complexity that it does follow different methods, there's different business approaches, different type of technologies that need to be considered toward doing the mining business. In the mining industry, the level of automation is very high, and it requires lots of efforts and resources to deliver or to come up with the mining products to the customers. That's why and as well as the risk around the mining operation by itself is very high as well, since it's not only touching the productivity and the operation, but it also elevate to touch safety issues. It's for sure a reputation and image destroyer if we did not mitigate it in the right way. Considering as well the other consequences when it comes to the financials and all the other business risks. That's why cybersecurity is very important to be engaged in the mining business since day one. Because first of all, it's a safety issue. So we're talking about people's life over here. And this is the most and the number one priority that we're looking after. Considering that our business is apart from a huge supply chain circle that we need to maintain and we need to make that it is running all the time in a safe manner to avoid the interruption in the supply chain process, as well as the complexity of delivering the cyber controls and services in the operational mines. Usually, operating mines are running in remote sites in the middle of nowhere, whereas it is really difficult to monitor them, to have the right visibility, to make sure that you're implementing right controls around these mines in the right way. So all these challenges contributing and raising the flag around the mining industry and the risk behind it when it comes to technology and cybersecurity.
Well, one more challenge that you mentioned, not in the mining industry, in every industry, is people. How do you implement a cybersecurity culture within your organization?
Yeah, sure. So what we learned from our experience and the culture change program that we have went through, that the mistake that everyone is falling in when they're talking about the culture, that they're treating it as a training program. while it's supposed to be a culture change program. And there's a big difference if you look at them, because we're not over here trying to develop a skill sets only. We're trying to change the behavior and the mindsets of the people by getting them to walk through the cybersecurity journey. This is where we have started looking at it from a different perspective, and we started targeting people's behavior and mindsets to see what type of methods, ideas, and activities that they need to follow in order for them to adapt the cyber culture that we are targeting for. By looking at it from this perspective, we were able to design the right development and culture change mechanism and methods toward achieving this target.
Madan is also a founding member of Saudi Arabia or Saudi Arabia's Energy Industry Cybersecurity Intelligence Sharing Consortium. Could you let us know more about this?
Yes, sure. So first of all, let me say that Ma'aden is a co-founder of the consortium, and we were one of the first 3 organizations who started talking about it in our country. It started with us, Aramco, and SABIC mainly, where we it was back in, I remember in 2017 when we had the first discussion around this alliance and how we should collaborate, and when we realized that it's not a one organization effort, it's required the collaboration of everyone to cooperate and work together to respond to this cyber threat. So it started with this idea, and moving forward, we started discussing how we can establish this, how we can formalize it, how we can set the right governance around it, what are the objectives, what do we need to achieve out from that. And we started with a very small group at that time between the 3 companies. And today, the consortium actually consists of 34 industrial companies within Saudi Arabia. So we've kept growing over the years until we reached this level. Our scope and the collaboration area that we have considered, it was in the beginning only around exchanging knowledge and incident reports. Today we are running joint mutual platforms. We're running drill exercises together. We're doing red teaming exercises, sharing, integrating, for some of the cases, our systems together, and it's keep growing.
Mabruk, that is amazing, and I think we all need this kind of organizations, as we were saying, the consortium or Women in Cybersecurity or CIO Executive Council. And this is also why we do these videos, because it is important that IT leaders share your insights, knowledge, because there is maybe another CIO or IT leader in the same industry who is facing the same issues, and this is gonna be helpful. And this is why I also have one more question for you. And because I want every cybersecurity leader to know, what are you, as a cybersecurity leader, what are your goals for the rest of the year?
Okay, so for this year, our focus is going beyond the organizational priorities by started looking on how we can expand this level of maturity to our societies. Focusing more on not only our people, our employees, but what we can do to improve the families of our employees, for example. The communities that we are operating in, because as I mentioned, as a mining industry, we are running in remote sites where there's no big cities around, or communities or villages where they are lacking behind having such capabilities or knowledge or awareness. Also, what we can do in terms of our ecosystems, like our third parties or suppliers, the one that they are supporting us and delivering to us all what we need to continue growing and expanding in this domain. So this is the kind of programs that we're running right now toward improving this objective in our ecosystem and expand the knowledge and the maturity to them as well.
That is amazing. I hope we can come with you and Madam for the second edition of CSO 30 Awards next year, so you can let us know more about all the goals that you achieve and the future plans, but for 2025, for the next year. Mr. Jad, thank you so much for your time and joining us today.
Thank you, Andrea. We appreciate the opportunity and hoping to see you soon. Thank you.